which is, I think, paramount to a good trained CT side, and yet they're still able to brute force their way onto that B-bomb side.
Yeah, for sure. Nade damage really is crucial. I think the real problem there is that so much of that damage is unconfirmed, right? You've got a 4-on-2, you've got Era and Rusty. Era's got Scout, and there's 3 players who are tagged to within a one-shot, so he's basically got his favourite AWP in his hands. Rusty with the rifle should be able to clean things up, but the damage onto both, I think it was Flourish and JR, came from one nade from Adam. At most, you're really expecting that to hit one player in the face and take him down to 50, so not expecting that second player. He knows he's dinked one other, but there's just no confirmation. There's no idea of how much work you've done, and well, while I'm still talking about the previous round, HR have done the work in this one. One lone frag from Rusty on his M4 is all they really have to show for it on the GamerLegion side of things. HR, they just wander into that A-bomb site, clean as you like, and yeah, I'm just going to keep talking about unconfirmed damage, to be honest. GamerLegion do manage to get their buyout. They do manage to get the double orbs this time onto Mezzy and Era. Again, sacrificing a lot of utility, which, as you said, is so important on your CT side. So it's going to be down to the frags.
Well, here we go. A key turning point here for HellRaisers. If they can win this one, I think they set themselves up for a very good T-side half. It's already pretty good. They've already hit the satisfactory mark. 9 rounds in. Potential for more. Rusty gonna eat 2 nades. Oh my goodness, lucky to be alive. And you know, you have to respect the bravery to stay stood in Pop Dog, because I think he did stick around after that first nade, maybe expecting someone to fall. But unfortunately comes out very, very, very worse for wear. Don't quite know it yet, but the T side have got themselves a hefty HP advantage to work with. Zero down in sandwich. Big pickup coming in from Jalen. Meanwhile, Rusty on that low HP is sticking around, but doesn't really want to take the swing. And as soon as he peeks out, Jalen will drop him. Hero trades this time around, but a solid advantage for HellRaisers.
It'll be down to these orbs to really anchor things, and with Era being mollied out of this bomb site, Kalinka aggressive through Ivy. He gets one before he's taken down, and still that man advantage remains. Still, it's 3-on-2, and HR with 30 seconds left, no reason to even commit to this. They're going to bail the bomb out on the back of JR. He'll head down towards that B bomb site, drops it for his teammate as well, just to make absolutely sure that they don't lose it in the initial conflict, and well, that's going to give him a free plant off the back of it. Problem will dial the digits in JR to provide cover. They've still got Flarich over towards that A bomb site, looking to play the late lurking role, and this setup is so nice for HellRaisers again, because the clock, even though the CT side don't know it, is slowly ticking down for Mezzy and Adam. Flarich is slowly and meticulously clearing his way through connector, and with Mezzy, no idea, Adam, no idea. There's one frag for the AWP, but the trade is immediate, and Mezzy, well, there's no money for the CT side. He's thinking about trying this, but so many angles to clear, so little time. He's going to hunker down in towards CT spawn and hope that maybe, just maybe, he's allowed to keep his big green gun. Again, it's so clean, there's so little utility, there's so little GamerLegion can do about it. Mezzy finds a nice shot to at least keep his hands on that AWP, and that's about all the CT side can say from that one. It's 7-2, HellRaisers 1 round away from a guaranteed lead at the half, and again, you're looking at, well, maybe some upgraded pistols for GamerLegion.
I mean, I suppose it is worth knowing it's a bit of a rough map. I was just checking, a bit of a rough map for GamerLegion, statistically speaking, and pretty damn good for HellRaisers, so there is that, but they have really had their work cut out. Mezzy, though, on the AWP, not a weapon that he's foreign to, in fairness, is kind of dying days in Vexed. They moved him onto the AWP to try and revive the team. Something he can get done here, particularly with, again, that all-important license to do what he wants, essentially. Finds the opener. They have lost the advantage, though. Every man that goes down really going to be dire for the CT side. Their strength at the moment is just the numbers. At the end of the day, they've got that AWP, of course, but no real weaponry. It's not like an overlooked angle could result in a double spray down or something of the sort, so they really need those bodies to be effective.
Molotov clears Zero out of the drop as well. The double drop will come in off the back of it. JR goes into the dying flames of his own Molotov. The rifle's there to back him up. Hero's going to get peeked from two angles at once here. He finds the tag, but just can't quite connect onto that headshot. And as you said, lack of rifles, lack of real firepower. The AWP is hunkered down on this B-bomb site and finds the tag, Mezzy, but I think already they're starting to think about the save. 20 seconds left, the bomb will make its way over towards the A-bomb site, and at this point, those Deagles will go, they will try and see what they can find, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Mezzy backing off, although on Old Bomb, he's going to be able to find a quick headshot to take out Flareich, and it leaves it 3-on-3. I think at this point, really send those Deagles in, see if they can get anything done, see if this one might just be viable. There's no defuse kits, they've really got to get a shift on. Nice shot from Adam, tagging the low HP player. Gets himself an AK as well, and you just start to think maybe this one could work out. Zero's Deagle finds another. They have to get on that bomb though, and Adam's got to cover the man. Beautifully played by GamerLegion. And finally, something goes their way. I think that defuse is fine. Yeah, that's absolutely golden. They will have their third round on the board, a little bit fortuitous as well. As he just hanging around Old Bomb a split second longer than I would have liked, gets him the pick that really gets them back in. And would you look at that, they've even managed to salvage themselves double orbs.
Well, this could be it. This could be it. The half's still salvageable as well, you know, so it could be the turning point. HellRaisers, comfortable on the bye, definitely going to be shook after that previous round. Sometimes teams, you know, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. Sometimes teams can struggle against the Deagles and things like that. A different change of pace, but Mezzy on the AWP is having a massive impact. Opener in the previous, opener into this one. Flareich is tagged up as well here, so really solid stuff coming into this round. Zero just walks in and catches Jay off guard. There is a huge shift in the confidence, newfound confidence I would say from GamerLegion coming into this round, and it is really working out for them. She'll take down Era. Fails the smoke. Problem though, evening things up. Caught with the nade in hand, that's a little rough, so it is still that advantage. The gap closing as well. Flareich taken clean off. All on to Kalinka in the 1-on-3. They don't know that he's miles away, but all the same it is going to be hard for him. He's making a lot of noise. No real information to work with, needs to swing onto this defuser as well, and I think he might have missed his moment, even if Mezzy misses that shot. There was only about half a second left on the defuse, so GamerLegion, very, very quick, able to pick up the fourth. HellRaisers picking up the pace into that round, really doesn't work for them.
Mezzy doing a fantastic job of secondary duties there, quick triple kill, holding things off, the opening pick as well to find the man advantage, and as you said, HR, they tried to go very quickly. Doesn't work out at all. Picked off, and I would not be surprised if we see them falling back into a slightly more execute-guided play here. Indeed, nobody out early. Just looking for that opening pick. JR up on top of the pallet, and actually, Flareich, well, he fancies a bit of speed. Traded 1-for-1, Zero. Does manage to take out JM in response, but he's a little bit isolated towards Olaf. He's got two angles to worry about simultaneously here, and you can see going to drop a little more util than he perhaps would have liked to bail out that initial angle. JR just lurking with that trying to cause havoc. Up on top of the pallet, Zero spotted out as well on the jump peak, but nice util usage again. GamerLegion 4-on-4, holding off well at least initially. That's going to be about the game of rotations. Mezzy looking out Ivy, Era on bomb site towards drop. They've got a very nice hold on A, at least for now. HR really haven't sent too much of a feeler over towards B initially.
Very true. It does seem like an afterthought here for HellRaisers. Could come back to bite them. Two players already here. Zero pretty close by. I think he is in heaven, so maybe not quite as close as first thought he is up top. Mezzy meanwhile going to drop that player on the flank. Zero with a beautiful no-scope? No, blind, sorry. All the same. Madness from him. 4-on-2. GamerLegion have really picked things up here, turned it around towards the tail end of this first half. Is it going to be enough, though, is the real question. HellRaisers, I think, will probably take a pause, take a bit of time after this one, unless, you know, barring some incredible clutch from Flareich, this round not going to happen, he can't even find a single frag. So, really good, really decisive rounds coming in from GamerLegion in the past 2 or 3. Meanwhile, like I say, okay. They're going to buy, I mean, they can, with the AKs, there's a lack of utility. Well, it's pretty decent, to be fair. I think the issue for me is just take a pause and talk things over before going into this round. Yes, you've got 7, that's really good, but you could have a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like the momentum was very definitely starting to swing GamerLegion's way. Why keep playing into it? Why keep playing at pace? Why not just, take 2 pauses in a row if you want to take a full minute out and just look for that reset, discuss a more execute style of strategy, maybe plan out, exactly how you're going to play this round so you know that you've got the script, you've got the backup plan as well, because in the previous, as we said, it felt like B was a little bit of an afterthought, so maybe you take your break and you go, okay, here's plan A, here's plan B, here's plan C, but instead, they're going to buy, and they're going to try and collapse over towards this B-bomb site. Full util, Adam going to be put under pressure, Era on his favourite AWP, again fully blind, gets himself the first, can't get the second though, and that leaves Adam isolated. He manages to get the 1 frag, falls back onto the bomb train, trying to buy time for the rotation of Zero and Mezzi. Here's that tap of the bomb as well. Nice pop flash from Mezzi, not going to be used yet. That bomb's still yet to go down. Still Adam lurks on this bomb site, and that buys time. Very quick flank from Rusty. He manages to get 1, and his death should be the information that the CT side need indeed. Mezzi immediately rotating to hold this angle down. JR, that's a shot and a half. The 2-on-2. HR have just opened up a bomb plot.
Yeah, that's massive. JR's frag there could be the round deciding kill, to be frank. Zero and Adam grouping up, looking to move in together. The smart move, but JR hunting for information on the ladder. Beautiful stuff. Drops back to a safe spot at E-Box. It's planted for both these T-side players as well. So I would imagine Defuse comes in, and then, okay, JR gets a bit giddy perhaps. Now it's left all down. He does manage to find the first. I think there's just about enough time. Yeah, the 10-second timer hadn't even popped, so it's all good. It's all good. He's got a kit. Easy defuse in the end, and JR's work, unfortunately, all in vain. Zero is left low. The spray transfer nearly clean enough, but not quite. GamerLegion, no, move up to 6. It's okay that they survive with 1 there, because they have such a good cushion to work with. Meanwhile, not so much on the HellRaisers side. JR's gone straight in for an AWP buy when hardly anyone can back him up. And now the timeout is taken. I think this may be too little too late. GamerLegion have got the cash and the momentum to seemingly keep going for the rest of the half.
It's been a really nice turnaround from them, just to really pull themselves back in. And we were talking time and time again about how awful that CT economy is, how badly it was being handled, and how everything felt like it was falling apart. The wheels really were coming off the train, so to speak. And now they built themselves up enough of a bank that if it goes down to the 1v1, they're reinvesting into double AWPs. And you look over at HellRaisers, yes, they've scrambled this buy, but Kalinka's dropping down onto a Galil to get util. There's 1 flash for problem. JR and Flairich have absolutely nothing, so really relying on that firepower that's been missing recently. Finally, problem manages to get himself the opening pick, takes the dink, goes down to 1 HP, but gets out of there with his life and an opening frag to show for it as well. Perfect start for the T side, well, not quite perfect, but better than the previous couple of rounds to say the least. And with that man advantage now, you can almost use Problem's lack of HP to your advantage, right? Send him in as the bait. He's low HP, get him jumping around corners and just making a nuisance of himself, and have somebody there to trade efficiently. For now though, HellRaisers are going to slow things down. Double Molotovs in to clear out a main, but not too much presence there at all. IV control, and indeed the drop starting to be taken instead by the T side as they look to ramp up that man advantage.
More damage being done onto Rusty. GamerLegion need a frag back, and soon. Okay, interesting. Not quite sure what's happened there. I guess he hears. Was that on purpose, or did they just?
It has to be.
I mean, yeah, it's quite far off the mark, so surely, right? Another tag coming in. That's really smart if it is on purpose. It looks kind of funny in the moment, but then you think Rusty looks away because he thinks there's a flash coming in. Really smart stuff. Meanwhile, the rest of the team's just cleaned up here. They've used that advantage. Flash finds a 3k. HellRaisers straight back in. Nothing too flashy about it, just working the opening pick and playing off of that for the rest of the round. The smart stuff, the flashy stuff, I guess, is that bait and switch, the sensory overload almost onto Rusty. He'll be kind of annoyed that he's being baited out like that.